difficulties, but we back. It's your boy Cheddar Chad, your host with the most. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing to press that button. Hype the video up and consider becoming a member. Yo, so we got some good news here. Good news in my opinion, because I am a person who's a fan of Ja Morant and have been advocating for this deal for a while now. We got our dog, friend of the show, Chris Dawson. He dropped a report today saying that the Pelicans continue to have interest in Ja Morant. And I'm happy to hear that. It says, we're going to read the article. I'll let a few of you guys crowd into the room. Say, with the hiring of Taylor Jenkins to the Milwaukee Bucks, and it's very interesting to watch how that plays out because rumors about Portland having interest in Giannis coincided with Taylor Jenkins arriving in Milwaukee. And if you don't know, Portland has several of Milwaukee's picks. I'm not sure if they're swaps or outright ownership, but they got a couple of them. My dog, what's happening with your Mon Dizzy? What's happening with your homie? So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Hoffa, what's going on with your homie? So let's just get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get to 504. Look, I was chilling 504. Nigga came at me talking crazy. Got me fucked up with a fool. Whoa, what's the deal? What's up, Cap? What's up, Cap? What up, Brandon? Shout out to y'all in the building, man. Whoa, Jaden, what's happening? What's happening? So y'all know, well, if you don't know, Dotson also travels with the Memphis Grizzlies. And he's in the locker room. He's he has intimate knowledge of that organization. You know what I'm saying? Brandon, what's happening with you, Brandon Oliver? He has intimate information about that organization. He's been on the show before for the members. You saw the episode we did. I eventually ended up putting it out to the public. But as you can read right here, it says, by most accounts, the New Orleans Pelicans have plenty of expendable salary with the Grizzlies. I'm sorry, plenty of expendable salary, and I'm supposed to add the comma there vocally, right? Want the Grizzlies' second first round pick. So that means the Pelicans are willing to trade that expendable salary. In return, they would like to take back the Grizzlies' second first round pick in this upcoming draft and seem willing to send multiple future firsts to make the deal happen. So what that seems like to me is the Pelicans would send out like a swap and one additional first. They would send out a swap for this upcoming year's first, potentially, and one additional first, including some salary to make that happen. But he speaks about it more as it carries on. Brandon said, you handled that like a real one, though. Man, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I don't know, man, dude was tripping. And I'm like, look, the ball in your court. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? You want to move on? We can move on. You don't want to move on? We don't have to. Ball in your court. You understand me? Brandon say, hey, I saw dude take, it is what it. I ain't really tripping. Louisiana girl, what's happening with you? Talking for like they bring Ja Hip, man. I'm with you, dog. Like, honestly, I think, look, if you're the Pelicans, you're gonna have to take on certain, what one might call reclamation projects, right? We all know Ja Morant's incredibly talented. Even in the few games he played, he showed how talented he was. It's just a recipe for disaster there where they are in Memphis right now, not getting along with a couple of the head coaches. Taylor Jenkins ultimately ended up leaving. Now you got the new head coach who pretty much the locker room and the organization sided with against Ja Morant. I'm laughing at y'all comments. The locker room organization sided with against Ja Morant. Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna go through the rest of this story, and we're gonna talk about yesterday. So they say Zion Williamson's Pelicans are perhaps the most motivated buyer and best story for the NBA to sell, given what was expected of the duo during the 2019 NBA draft. New Orleans is devoid of a 2026 first-round pick. That would explain them wanting to give Memphis a second first-round pick for Derrick Queen last summer. Still, Joe Dumars went public with the desire to move back into this year's draft. New Orleans was also snooping around the Morant situation for the last 6 months. Now, here's the thing. You either gonna trust the people that's kind of in the New Orleans building, but don't really have access to Joe, don't have access to Troy. You either gonna trust those people, or you're gonna trust the guy who's actually in the building in Memphis being Chris Dotson. Like you're gonna trust the guy who's been in both buildings and is still in the building in Memphis, who has access to this information. And you got Scoop, who obviously has a relationship with Ja Morant. Now, whether or not this deal comes to fruition, that's a whole nother conversation. But I do believe the interest is real, and we've been talking about it on this channel for months. So, armed with future draft capital and willingness to take on salary, the Pelicans can offer a package centered around established veteran and multiple unprotected first-round picks. A potential framework including either DeJounte Murray or Jordan Poole and Jordan Hawkins as a start, getting the Pelicans to include a couple first-round picks and a swap would likely seal the deal. Ooh, that sounds like a price too high to pay. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Not because it's Ja Morant. Not because it's Ja Morant. The price sounds too high for where the leverage is in the situation with Memphis. Like, y'all don't really got no leverage in the situation. Ja due for an extension soon. Yeah, that's a lot, cuz. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a lot. It would depend. It would depend. Like, are these highly protected first round picks? Then I feel more comfortable. But that just seems like a lot. I ain't gonna lie. It seems like a lot. A couple of first seems like a steep price to pay. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to see anyone topping the Big Easy's best. Yeah, so that's pretty much summarizes the article as it pertains to Ja Morant and the Pelicans. So I'm gonna look at some of y'all chat and say we should get Santi in a trade. Man, I'm a fan of Santi. I know Santi's contract is a little brutal, and I think Dotson told me that was one of the reasons why you kind of saw a bit of the issue with Ja Morant as it pertains to like, yo, you signing these role players, we need another star. Now, Santi does have a declining contract. So basically, look, if you go into the offseason, Santi is pretty much on the expiring because the second year of his contract is going to be a team option. Well, what's happening with your most hated? What's happening, Walt Gray? JK in the building. What's happening, bro? What's happening with y'all, man? It's good to see y'all in here. I know I'm a little early on a Friday, but this article just dropped, so I want to holler at y'all and see what's happening. Let me see. Yeah, Santi's money not bad. There's avenues. There's avenues to make this work. Now, what up, Don Guillory? Now, Louisiana girl, if we could get Edie and Ja, I'm sending two first. I'm not even gonna play with you. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. If we could get Edie and Ja, man, them picks gone, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Zach Edey. If that dude can continue to stay healthy, he's a fucking monster in the paint. He just seemed like a person where you probably would just have to limit his minutes. I thought he would really struggle on the defensive side of the ball, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be like, he a stand-up person. Let me say, what's up with y'all? What's up with your 9 Ward? Brandon, what up with your homie? So, y'all, yeah, yesterday was interesting. Yesterday was definitely interesting, right? But like I say, that shit wasn't really on nothing. Shit wasn't about nothing. So again, I'm more than willing to leave it alone. We don't have to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, yeah, man. So what do y'all think? In the event, what's happening? In the event that you can find a way to get shooting and Ja Morant, would you pull the trigger on a deal for Santi if it would cost you 2 firsts and a swap? Because from everything I've read, they really like Edey. I can understand why, because when he's played, he's been pretty good. He's him Klingen and Alex Sarr, if I'm not mistaken, all coming out of that draft. That's a pretty solid big man draft to be real with you. So, I don't think I'm doing the deal for Santi because I feel like you got a poor man Santi and Carlo, right? I just need Carlo's 3-point volume to increase. You got a poor man Santi, in my opinion. But if it's Edey, them picks gone. The picks is gone. The picks is gone. 2 firsts and a swap too much. You think Louisiana Gal? If it's Ja and Edey, let's get y'all vote in the building. Let's get y'all vote in the building. Matter of fact, if y'all in here, hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. We're going to close out with a vote real quick. And we'll probably go live again later on or tomorrow or something like that. And we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. My dog said, if you see a Cybertruck in the place, Ain't got no business being. Should you tell the dude to mind your business? I'm asking. You know what's crazy? It's so crazy you said that, my dog. Because today, somebody threw a Molotov cocktail into a Tesla dealership. Nigga say, bitch, you won't be having fun in this. That happened today. Y'all look it up. Google it right now. Somebody threw a Molotov cocktail into a Tesla dealership today. That happened today. It was a NOLA.com. No, this shit really happened. Y'all think I'm lying. Look it up right now. Think I'm lying. Brandon say, I like the Khalil Webb trade better. Yeah. I mean, ooh, I ain't gonna lie. Because I think I like Edie just as much as I like Khalil Webb. Just because I know Edie could give me some rim defense. He could hit the rebound and gonna be great. He's an advantage creator because he got such incredible size. Pause. I don't know. If it came down to Edie or Ware, now it just depends on the cost of acquisition. Because if I could keep my Bucks pick, if I could keep my Bucks pick and get Edie and Ja, then I'm going with Edie. But if it was a situation to where I would have to move that Bucks pick for Ware, yeah. Yeah, look, Louisiana girl, I agree with you. Say Edie always hurt. And that's the thing when you got a big that size. But the thing is, like, the talent, I think from a help standpoint, Ware clears them easily, right? But man, Edie for us the size and the rebounding and the talent and the screening and he just got to stand there vertically, and he don't be getting killed in the pick and roll. Man, it just seemed crazy. But yeah, to me, the health is the ultimate deciding factor in this equation, and you would have to go with Ware if those are the options. That's to say, if Ja Morant is here, Fizz coming off that bench, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't think Fizz is starting next year, y'all. I don't think Fizz is starting next year, y'all. Like, and y'all know I've been, team zero Fizz this whole time. I just don't think he's gonna start next year. But just because him being a rookie point guard, well, he'll be a second year point guard then, and them still putting that emphasis on winning, I don't know if he's gonna start. I think he'll play a ton of minutes, like Castle, but I just don't know if he'll start. And one might say that might be the wrong decision because you look at what's happening with the Spurs and Fox and Castle and Harper. It's such a crowded backcourt that you might say, maybe you should have just started Castle and went with the youth movement. But who's to say, man? Who's to say? So I see a lot of y'all not really excited about a potential. Oh, nah, you good, J. Cal. You good, fam. You good, fam. I appreciate your support, though, bro. I know what you're talking about. I saw your tweet. It's all gravy. Like, so I see a lot of people not head over heels about a potential Ja Morant acquisition. And I understand it because Ja got injury history. He got some off the court issues, and the shooting not necessarily there. But man, Ja fucking gamer. He's a fucking gamer, son. Like, and that's the thing. It's like with certain shit. Oh wow, Louisiana gal said I wouldn't be surprised if he started. Joe told someone that Fizz was the most important player to the organization. Truthfully, I can believe that. Like, as far as I can believe that evaluation, because after how he closed the season and what his potential looks like, I think he could potentially be a Tyrese Maxey type. Not Tyrese Maxey, but I don't know about Tyrese Maxey, but he got upside. Like, if that shooting continues to trend in the right direction, man, the sky's the limit for dude. Even as an undersized guard, the sky's the limit for him. You know what I'm saying? Now, defensively, undersized guards always have some problems. But if you could just be competent, you don't got to be great. You could be competent as a guard, and you'll be all right. You saw Stephen Curry at one point had become very, very competent as a defensive guard. Whoa, what up with you, Jess? What up, Jess? Pelicans Nola say, Edie and Ja, I'm taking that all day. Okay. Ja and Fizz will be fire. Ja will put some butts in them seats. Facts. John and Durham say Fizz better than Morant. Wow, you think Fizz is better than Ja? He said useless conversation. I think that comment was kind of useless, to be honest. And I like Fizz a lot. How the hell is Fizz? Nah. It's way too early to say that. Two as Key said, I heard Ja to the Sun. Yeah, I saw that as well. Then I saw him attend one of the games. My dog say Ain't Fizz 6'3", how he small. He don't look 6'3". I ain't gonna lie. He might. I don't know. Maybe he does measure at 6'3", but he don't look 6'3". I think that's probably one of the issues you see with the finishing at the rim is because he's not very tall and he's not a super duper explosive athlete vertically. That's why if you remember earlier in the season when he dunked the ball, there was a joke that if he could dunk, because and most of his dunks is usually like two hand dunks. It ain't like no one hand yamming that motherfucker. It's usually like two hand dunks on a fast break, no rim defender. He not really like dunking over people and doing things like that. You know what I mean? Hoffa say Ja only athletic in spurts. Now I'm hearing he ain't the same no more and he can't shoot. Hey, people say the same thing about Zion though. People say the same thing about Zion. Has lost a step, etc., but he still finished nearly 60% at the rim this season. Ja Morant, when he was playing. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ja Morant, right? And Ja Morant, it could be anybody, like just any player. If they didn't have, shout out to Lou and my dog, Pelicans critic. Yeah, like I was trending on Twitter the other day. It's funny. I've trended like 3 times. I trended for the season derailing loss against the Lakers. I trended when Abella Danger was at the Miami Heat game, and I tweeted that. And now it's a Pelicans critic. It say DeJounte claps back at Pelicans critic. Claps back is such an effeminate term. I hate when people use that term. But whatever. But the thing is, look, with Ja Morant, if he was perfect, if he didn't have any flaws, if the risk wasn't there whatsoever, he wouldn't be available. He would get an extension and he would live out the rest of his days in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he does have some issues, Zeke, what's happening with your homie? What's up, Fist of Black Star? Yeah, Pelicans critic. What the fuck? But the fact that he does have some injury issues, the fact that he does have some contract issues, the fact that he does have some on the court issues, they like it's a Porsche. Porsche got a scratch on it, but it's a Porsche. You might could buff that scratch out. Or when you buy this Porsche, maybe this motherfucker just blows up. Who knows? But if the Porsche was perfect, it probably wouldn't be available. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's really the issue with some of these things. Louisiana Gal said, I don't think trading for John's the problem. It's the trading the picks. I think throwing everyone off. Yeah, like 2 picks and a swap. Nah, I'm not doing it. Honestly, I think 1 unprotected pick is a lot. I think 1 unprotected pick for Ja in the straight up deal. See, it would depend on who's in the deal also. If it's like DeJounte for Ja, and if the deal is like DeJounte and Poole for Ja or something like that, I probably would do it. Right, in 1 pick, because now I'm paying you to take on DeJounte. I'm paying you to take on like DeJounte, who didn't play much, but fuck, Ja didn't play much neither. But I'm walking away with the best player in this deal, and I'm paying you to take on like contracts and salary, etc. So that's another thing. Like if you would trade Herb, some people would like, well, I'm not trading Herb if I can't get multiple first. But at the same time, it's like you got to think about this. How do you value Herb's contract? Because after next season, the following season after next, that contract jumps up to $20 million. And do you want to be the person paying Herb $20 million, or would you rather just take 80% on the dollar, 80 cents on the dollar to move off of that contract before it becomes a real problem? You feel what I'm saying? So it all depends on what you also forcing the other team to take. You feel me? He say, my dog say Chaz on Twitter is a legendary, dangerous comment. I didn't even say shit. That's the wild part. I ain't even say nothing crazy. P. Fowler, what up with you, sis? What up, sis? We was just going over the report. I'm going to go back to the report. Shout out to Chris Dotson again. I'm going to try to get him on the show ASAP. We were supposed to do something, but I fucked it up. We were supposed to do something before, and I kind of messed it up. Let me see. All right. Yeah, we trying to get him... Trying to get Ja to New Orleans reportedly. Hopefully it comes to fruition. Again, this is I've heard this from Mike Scotto. We've heard this from Chris Dotson multiple times. We heard it from Scoop B, who seems to have a relationship with Ja. I don't think. Look, there's a what's the expression? There's a 0% chance that we trade for him. Now, one can say, well, Chaz, that ain't a lot. Like, nigga, that ain't much of a guarantee. But it's like, again, Joe and them, they don't really put things out like talking about it. This is clearly coming from the Memphis side, in my opinion. This is coming from the Memphis side because Joe and them, they very close to the vest. They don't really put a lot out. But I also don't think Ja Morant impedes Jeremiah Fears' progress. They might not be wanting to play together. They might not be good together on the court. That might not be the most ideal scenario. But I do think rotation-wise, they can play. And when you're dealing with someone who has a history of injuries like a Ja Morant, if it work out, great. If it don't work out, you didn't really give up much to get him. Hopefully, it's not multiple firsts. And you also got a great backup. Well, what's going to be a great backup in Jeremiah Fears, in my opinion. But I understand. I'm open to all dialogue. You feel me? I'm open to all dialogue, and I understand some people not necessarily being a fan of the trade or being a fan of the player. I totally get it. I totally get all apprehension in this scenario. Dexter, what's happening, homie? He said, in a heartbeat, getting Poole and DeJounte out the door for Morant is an easy deal to make. Okay. Target said, I'd rather move her with Poole now. Someone will bite on Poole's contract. Well, Poole's, $34 million expiring. Honestly, I think that's going to be a valuable contract. I think you can move it to take on worse money. Like, if I'm Memphis, I would be looking to get Jordan Poole's contract. If I'm the Kings, I'm looking to get that contract because I got money on the books that I might not necessarily want on the books moving forward. Like, I'll give you an example. If Jordan Poole was on another team making $34 million expiring, if I'm the Pelicans, I would trade DeJounte for Jordan Poole just because Jordan's expiring and DeJounte has multiple years left. So that's what I mean by, if you're the Pelicans and you're looking to move Jordan Poole, all you would really have to do is take on a worse contract or a contract with like an additional year. Same thing happened with CJ and Jordan Poole. It ain't like CJ had all this value in the offseason. Shout out to CJ, by the way, he balling out of control. But it ain't like he had all this value in the offseason. You moved him for a contract with more years. And now you're in the same position this offseason. Like, you got a guy who doesn't have a ton of value as a player right now because of what happened this year as far as the DNPs. But the contract is still valuable. And that's really the most important thing, in my opinion. 2X said, what you think about Ja Foles? I think shout out to Ja. I think Ja really got Nike on his back right now because, man, Nike going through it right now. There's a lot of layoffs happening. It's layoffs happening everywhere, dog. Oh, matter of fact, nah, I'm not going to say this. Anyway, Louisiana Gals is crazy because I think a clip with you and Dotson is what initially upset him. I think Dotson said he was on the table to get traded to Memphis and he needed to return to improve his trade stock. It's like, I'm like, bruh, you ain't played in 2 seasons. It's not far-fetched to think you should come back or you would need to come back to improve your stock. I don't know how that could really offend a nigga, but man, whatever. Like, yeah, shit, whatever. Yeah, shout out to Kyrie. Ever since Nike lost Kyrie, they've been cursed. Louisiana Gal said he been looking for a reason to respond to y'all, and the clips from yesterday gave him a window to respond. I'm like, man, whatever, dog. Like, look. Because, again, I don't have no problem with DeJounte. But, nigga, you said it. Because the chain of events went like this. If y'all remember when I was on Boo Crew, we did a whole, like, breakdown of this. Rich Paul came to David Griffin and asked David Griffin, hey, you need to trade for DeJounte. Can you trade for DeJounte, please? Right? David Griffin traded for DeJounte. DeJounte got hurt in the very first game. Right? Came back, was talking to management, requested a trade. They was like, we're not trading you. So he was working with Rich Paul, trying to get traded again. They was like, the Pelicans not going to trade you right now, dog. Then he tore his Achilles. That was it. That was it. Like, I think in the 2 seasons, I think he played less than about 60 games combined in 2 seasons. And when he was playing, that shit wasn't like John Blaze, my nigga. Like, and that's the thing. Like, for me, I'm talking about basketball. Like, we go to the numbers here. I'm like, look. Let's go to, what was it, 2024? So, he played 31 games. So, he's played a combined, what's that, 45 games? Something like that. 2024, field goal percentage in the toilet, 39%. 17 points on 15 on that's just call it 16 attempts, 17 points on 16 attempts, field goal percentage in the toilet, 3-point percentage in the toilet, free throw percentage in the toilet for a point guard. Well, that's around his career average, so pretty low for a point guard though. 7 assists a game, which is pretty good. 3 turnovers a game, so let's just call that 4 assists. Yeah, and the numbers ain't much better. So me looking at the numbers from this year, comparing them to last year, I can't say if he played. Pardon me, bless you. That's the truth. I can't say if he played all season, the numbers would have been much better. They probably would have just been what the fuck they was. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, fuck. I'm supposed to say. Fuck, I'm supposed to do about it. But anyway. Victoria say, hey, Chaz, I'm going to pass on Ja. Him and Zion, the two of a kind. A lot of potential, but no proven results. And as you said, a lot of crazy shit. You put up a picture of him and just win it. No, I tried to handle it like a gentleman because, again, I don't have a problem with him. I was happy when they traded for the Ja. I think they traded for him a year too late, though. I think I would like to have traded for him directly from the Spurs, him or Derek White. Because I think them two was an interesting backcourt. And Derek White, he's having a down year this year. But last year, man, and the year before that, Derek White was just fucking incredible. Like, man. Let me see. My dog say, wait, my bad. Hoffa say, you never know what Joe, he holds close to the vest. He absolutely does. Brian say, Joe fired anybody who would put something out. Hey, look, and I told y'all, fam. I told y'all on the membership show, I was like, look, I heard such and I heard it gone. Look, I heard like gate access, all kinds of shit, bro. Like the only thing that surprised me, the only firing that surprised me, honestly, was Corey Brewer. I didn't anticipate that. I thought they would have liked to keep Corey Brewer. I didn't anticipate they would let him go. Squallow say you think Jock would impede Fizz development. Oh, that's what you think. Hoffa say you heard what Joe said about unorthodox backwards? Oh, you mean backcourts? Unorthodox backcourts? Oh yeah, when he talked about himself and he talked about himself and Isaiah Thomas. Now, mind you, we talking about two of the best players in the history of basketball in Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. But yeah, he's not risk adverse, clearly, because he traded for Derek Queen. Squallow says CJ has shared the Urkel in full Stefan with them shades post game. Oh yeah, CJ doing this motherfucking thing. CJ doing this thing. Drew said you think Poole would fit on another team. I think there's definitely an avenue for Jordan Poole to succeed. I definitely do. I think a lot of shit was just not working out, like from the onset. He came in, to the season injured. That wasn't disclosed. There's a reason the entire medical staff was let go. Didn't get along with the coaches from the beginning, was getting DNPs, so really couldn't build a rhythm necessarily. And when he played, he was kind of hit or miss at times. So there was just a lot that went wrong. Everything that could go wrong for him, aside from finishing the season healthy, went wrong this season. Now it was just a bad season across the board for the Pelicans, like as a whole, in my opinion. 504 said bipolar. She needs psychotropic medication. 504. 504. Looney said, to be honest, him responding to, I don't really think it do nothing for me, to be honest, Looney, because nobody who really. I ain't saying niggas out here checking for me, but who really checking for him online? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'll say this. I don't have no problem with homie responding. None. Because I'm talking about you. You got the right to respond. Just, that we got to, when we talk to each other, there got to be a certain level of decorum, speaking to one another. But all that being said, again, I don't have no problem with dude. Pelican Nola say, John and Zion will sell Smoothie King out every night. Yeah, if they playing, I do think they will sell the building out. Not K say, whoa, what up with you? And yo, while you're in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification as well. Not K say y'all can have Ja for the right price. He still has some juice left. What up with the combo? DeJounte Hurd, Bay Fizz, TM3 and some picks. Well, goddamn, not K. Why stop there? Fuck, you want our right arm too? How about now? What the most I would be willing to do? The most I would be willing to do in a Ja Morant deal is DeJounte, Herb Jones, 1 first, and maybe a swap. If the swap is for the second pick this year, maybe a swap because I know they want to pick. So DeJounte, Herb Jones, 1 swap. 1 first and the swap for their pick this year. That's the most I'm willing to do. Alternate say move Fizz. Oh, y'all talking about KD. KD sitting out the game on the ankle sprain. Emi gonna mess around, get fired. I think KD gonna get traded, y'all. I think they're gonna trade KD. And look, I said this before. I think at this stage in KD career, KD, the impact on winning is less. He's still a phenomenal player, but now that the defense ain't necessarily there and Houston doesn't have a lot of people that can really score in bunches, it puts a ton of attention on KD. And to me, that was one of my things when we talked about Derek Queen. Like, if you look at Alfred Sengun, you don't build teams around guys like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't, they're very cool players to have. Very good, cool players to have. But you just don't build around a guy like that. So, but I don't think the Rockets are in a position where they're going to, I think the Rockets going to look at what they did last year and what they did and what happened this year. And they're going to say, nah, the only change we made is we moved on from Jock Landale and Jalen, and we brought in KD. Got the same coach. Everything else is pretty much the same. Oh, and Steven Adams got hurt, but everything else is pretty much the same. Kevin Durant's the problem, and I think that's going to be the issue. I think they're gonna move on from Kevin Durant, or they're gonna try. I think they may not, but I think they're gonna try. Dexter said the problem is Fears and Morant can't be in the backcourt because they can't defend. Yeah, I mean, in spurts, you probably could play them, but to your point, yeah. But the thing is, it'll be tough for other teams to defend them as well. Because at this point in the NBA, if you don't have large physical perimeter players, large physical perimeter guys, it's just tough to defend in the NBA, man. That's why when you look at what the Pistons are able to do or what Orlando is able to do, they got some big ass perimeter guys. And for Orlando, Jonathan Isaac not even playing. So they got like huge perimeter players who are very strong physically. The Pelicans don't really have that. So they wouldn't really be able. The Pelicans just not set up to be a good defensive team unless they get a center who just rebounds like a monster. And by proxy of them ending possessions with a defensive rebound, they'll be better. Zion, I think Zion was probably like a top 3 defender on the team this year. But generally speaking, they just not set up physically to be a good defensive team, in my opinion. They don't have a lot of strong players. Squabble said, I don't think Joe will gamble on Ja. They trying to get the Smoothie King renovation money from a poor state. That's a good point. Say KD gonna be on this 30 team. Man, hey, sometimes the grass ain't always greener, dog. Sometimes that's really the case. Looney say it does do something because if a player wouldn't get a response because you, say it does do something because if I were the player, you wouldn't get a response because you wouldn't matter in my mind. Yeah, so that's a point. That's a point there. I mean, I don't know. Like the DeJounte, you know, he tweets everything. And look, I got this song I wrote, right? I got this song. I was gonna drop it today for the members, and I'm like, you know, the Spurs. As soon as you got traded, the Spurs start winning. You got traded from the Hawks start winning. Bring some of that luck over here. Who knows? We might trade. We might start winning. You understand? I don't know. But that's in the song. We'll just see what's next. We'll see what's next. Yeah, Denver can't defend. Like Bruce Brown, not that great of a defender anymore. And without Aaron Gordon, I give the edge to Minnesota. I ain't gonna hold you. And look, you seeing right now, with Brunson and Cat. It's like it's hard to really play defense if you don't have a bunch of physically dominant players in the NBA right now, because that's how skilled the motherfuckers are on offense right now. But on the opposite end, it's like, defense just, I ain't gonna say it's a thing of the past, but it's less, Sagoon worse than you say Sagoon worse than DQ who can score. I guess you mean defensively, right? Hoffa said ever since the NBA legalized marijuana, KD ain't been the same. I just seen some games where KD done bust some ass, but yeah, weed. I don't know. I never smoked, so I don't really know the effect. Like talking about it, but that don't seem like a great combination. That doesn't seem like a great combination. Zeke, I don't see how people shocked about Houston either. That's something I said all offseason, bro. In fact, I wanted the Spurs to trade for KD, because I want these teams to totally accelerate their process and fuck up everything. Like, that's what I want. Not that KD is going to be the person that fucks it up, but I want them to accelerate their process. Now, I can't say, I'm not asking for all of them, but some players from that list. As a Grizz fan, you do. Oh, you do that deal? Hell yeah, Look, you call your people, I'm going to call my people, and we going to get it popping. You call your GM, I'm going to call my GM, and we going to try to make that deal happen. DeJounte, Herb, and a first swap for Ja? Oh, that ain't, man, that's nothing. Let's say no more. Let's do it. RJ, what's happening with your scope? What's the deal with y'all, man? Yeah, CJ did Brunson dirty, dog. They should have gave the ball to Cat on that last possession. Also, Hoffa says, you think the series is over with the Denver Nuggets? Nah, I'm never going to doubt Murray. I'm never going to doubt Murray and the Nuggets. And Jokic, of course. I'm never going to doubt those two. But man, without Aaron Gordon, it get a little ugly, because Watson still banged up. Cam Johnson didn't really step up to the plate. You gotta hope that you have a game or two like Toronto had last night, when you got a guy like Battle who had 14 points in the fourth quarter. This is a random motherfucker. And you gotta hope that Minnesota just has multiple games of just not shooting well. I think it's gonna be tough, to be honest, bro. J. Cal says, so do you think Coach going to be a coach? Do I think James going to be the coach still? I don't, bro. I think, honestly, if James would have still been a quote-unquote assistant, I think he would have been fired too. Anything can happen, though. They can strike out on motherfuckers. Now, this is what I don't like. Now, y'all saw Milwaukee immediately hire Taylor Jenkins, right? And, make sure y'all hit the like button for me, man. Hit the like button. I appreciate all y'all. We going to close out in probably like 5 minutes. Y'all saw Milwaukee immediately hire Taylor Jenkins, right? Didn't interview nobody else. Hired them immediately. And people celebrating them for that. Like, oh, look, they got Taylor Jenkins. But what about the interview process? What about casting a wide coaching search? So motherfuckers want to have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's phony. Say Naw just won most improved. Ooh. He won that over Durant. Ooh. That's interesting. I think, you know why I think he won it over Durant? Because he's been in the league longer. And the Pistons were good last year. So I think the optics is Naw came to the Hawks and they got better, whereas the Pistons were already good. So people not really giving Durant that respect. But I do think Naw is definitely worthy, because this is Naw first double-digit season since he left the Pelicans. So he absolutely put the work in. Dexter say, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, teams who can't defend lose in the playoffs typically. J. Cal said, I was about to ask you about music, and bro, like, what Fizz doing? They put DJ in, and it kills the flow. I mean, you kind of saw toward the end of the season, after that Portland game, it was kind of over for DeJounte. Like, he pretty much got benched in that game. He got benched in the second quarter. He didn't play the entire second quarter, and when they came out of halftime, it was ugly. You could tell, like, whatever happened in that locker room, the chemistry was dead. Then they went on to lose to the Kings. Man, it was just bad. That West Coast road trip, to me, was the nail in the coffin for that relationship. I already thought it was bad, but I think that was the nail in the coffin. Yeah, Mont Dog said he was hoping Milwaukee hire Ham. Now I'm trying to get Rondo. If I'm them, I'm trying to get Rondo. And maybe you can get him as an assistant. But I'm definitely trying to get Rondo off that roster. I mean, off that coaching staff. See, I hope we still look at Sam Cassell. Me too. Me too. I hope we take a look at Sam. I want a wide coaching search, dog. Like on a real. I want a real wide coaching search. Gotta wait for the new fiscal year in the NBA to make a trade. No, actually, Don, you can do it under the old league year, but you have to wait till the NBA totally ends. Like I think you have to wait until after the finals. But you can do it the salary cap, or at least it used to let you be able to do it under the old league year. Before it turned over to the new league year, you were still kind of able to make a trade. Cause I think they was trying to do that with the DeJounte trade initially, and it ended up rolling over to the new league year. Louisiana Gal said, "You think? Oh, okay. You saying, say he might try to move Looney before the deadline to pick up his option passes. I mean, it's certainly possible. They would have to expedite it. They would have to expedite that trade." But they got months at this point because when the season ends, like June, really, after the finals, and the way these series looking, several of these series gonna go six games, at least 7 games. We might be in for a long playoffs. Cause I think we all thought that the Lakers would get swept, and now the Lakers is gonna go at least 6 to 7 games, and it might be a long playoffs. Squallow said, "Well, you think Giannis lands?" I think Giannis going to Miami. I think Giannis going to Miami. I think Miami and Portland has the 2 most pathways to get him, but I think he ends up in Miami. No non-tax state. New York just don't make no sense for no team. Like because you're not gonna get no picks. New York ain't got no picks to give you, and they ain't really got nobody they could trade that would net them a ton of picks back. So it wouldn't really make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I think he wants to go to Brooklyn maybe, but. And look, he said he don't want to go to the Lakers. My dog, he said he thinks Los Angeles is too superficial for him. I'm like, I guess, but I don't really know an avenue for him to get to the Lakers. 2X Key said you don't think he leaving. For me personally, I ain't really tripping if he don't leave. Because now I'm still like, yo, can I? Because if you twist your ankle, it's over. Because they ain't got that many avenues to build that team. So you sign the extension, go ahead. Because how y'all gonna build this team? You feel me? Say I want to coach with experience. I don't want to interim no first year, just experience winning. Hey, that seems to be what they looking at the most. I haven't heard too many names that would be first year head coaches. Maybe Stackhouse, Cassell, guys like that. Because the experience doesn't always equal winning. But I will also say that Boston does have a pretty good track record with their assistants becoming quality head coaches with Udoka and Mazzulla, those guys. Say the NBA do need a Rooney rule. Thiago Splitter showing good rotations, worth the look. Yo, if they playing with Thiago Splitter money, I ain't gonna lie, that's somebody I would be interested in. Like just on the cool, cause homie, all right. Big, you talk about when you say where it's coming from. You talking about the Ja Morant thing? Today an article was dropped from a gentleman that covers the Pelicans and he covers the Memphis Grizzlies. He's in the building in Memphis, and he put out a report that the Pelicans maintain some interest. Oh man, if the Bucks got Austin Reeves, that would be a fun trade for them, especially if they were able to find it. But see, they would have to find an avenue to get their own picks back. Because Portland owns a couple of theirs, I think the rights to their swaps, if I'm not mistaken, and the Pelicans own the 27 pick. So they would be kind of in a tough space anyway, because I don't think Austin Reeves alone going to help you out. You say, Nas say he should go to Toronto. I think that's more of the same. Because can you imagine Scotty Barnes and Giannis playing together, or Scotty Barnes and Brandon playing together? It's just more of the same. I ain't going to lie. It would just be more of the same. They need some shooting in Toronto. And we need some shooting also. Say, y'all, but some of y'all say y'all don't think he's going nowhere. Say you can trade during the finals. Say you think the Wolves advance from this first round. They beating San Antonio. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I'm not a San Antonio believer. The Wolves just don't have a ton of depth. They got Ayo, and that helps a lot, but if the Wolves just had like one more solid rotational guy, I think the Wolves would beat San Antonio. I'm just not a Wemby believer, dog. I'm not. I'm sorry. I like Wemby a lot. I think Wemby's a great player, but to me, Wemby just like Yao Ming to me with defense. Like, he's like Porzingis to me. He's just like Porzingis. I don't know. And the thing going on with Fox, if Fox continues to play bad, they're going to have some questions going into this offseason as well. Louisiana gal said the Pels didn't hire anyone because the coach they want is still coaching. Might be talking about Mosley there. And I think the Magic can beat the Pistons, personally. They stole one game. That's all you're supposed to do. I think they can beat the Pistons also. Say Denver going to end up winning the series. It's possible. You say you're not a Castle believer, my dog? Castle having a solid year, though, dog. I ain't gonna lie. This 2 solid years back to back. I ain't gonna hold you. Castle, all right. Castle was all right. I ain't gonna lie. Whoa, 6 Ward. What's happening with your homie? Shout out to Dumaine. He said, hold up. The media wants Giannis in the big market. And the thing is, Giannis is actually a pretty good, media speaker. Like, he's a charismatic guy. Communicates very well. I think he would thrive in the big market. He said Durant been struggling. Yeah, Durant looking tough against Wendell. I mean, he got his spots, but to me, that's what, because he reminds me of like Ben Wallace. His build reminds me of Ben Wallace with offense. He got his spots, but them not having no shooting and them you just being able to collapse onto him and collapse onto Cade. Because what they doing right now, how they defending the Pistons, they like, just let Cade do everything. If Cade score 50, whatever. Like, just let Cade do everything. But nobody else is going to score on this team. So that's kind of what they doing right now. Because, look, it was tied at halftime. The game was tied at halftime. They just had the worst third quarter I ever seen. And that's a lot as a Pelicans fan. The Magic just had the worst third quarter I ever motherfucking seen. But that game was tied at half. So if they don't have that third quarter, if they have a decent third quarter, maybe they win that game or the game is closer. So I don't know. Say the NBA is trying to push Wemby to be the face of the league like crazy. I'm rooting for the Blazers. I just can't see it happening. I like Wemby, but I don't think Wemby got face of the league potential. I think it would have to be an American player. Justin Davis. Whoa, what's good, bro? Shout out to my dog Alvin in the building. Big say, yeah, they need shooters. Yeah, look, man, going into this offseason, if we just talking about straight up, free agency. I'm trying to get Fantecchio, trying to get Amir Coffey, and I'm looking at a guy on the 2-way contract who can come in and contribute. Do you guys have, what are your expectations for Bryce McGowan? Y'all got like solid expectations for Bryce McGowan going into next year? Because I think Bryce could give you a lot of what he gave you this year. I think he can give you about 10, 11 points potentially. If you could get 10 points from Bryce McGowan with that second unit next year, you won. Because 10 points on $2 million is incredible. If you get 8 points, that would be excellent. But fuck, Herb only averaged, 8 this year. So if you get 8 points from Bryce McGowan on a $2 million contract, making $12 million less than Herb, you won. Yeah, I think. Look, I'd rather have Bryce and PV as a combination making about $5 million than Herb making 15, and that's no knock on Herb. It's just financially it don't make a ton of sense. What up with you, Elliot? How you doing? NBA has helped San Antonio so much. Number 1 pick, number 2 pick. Yeah, they really. I don't know what's happening with Harper. Now that's just looking crazy. It looked like they should have just traded the fucking pick for all that. Yeah, and Memphis never got a number 1 pick if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Memphis ever won the lottery. So that's bogus. It's like how you expect these teams to contend. Shout out to Memphis because they put together 2 great teams that were contenders. But how do you expect those guys to continue to build and be successful if you don't reward them with a number 1 pick at some point? Louisiana guy say ideally McGowan doesn't play next year. Ooh, well, that's if they build a team correctly. I can understand that way he's like a break glass in case of emergency, Kenny Hustle type player. I didn't realize that Jamal Cain was damn near a starter, damn near for the Orlando Magic. I'm like, wow, that's Jamal Cain. That really blew my mind. Clarence, what's happening with your homie? Swallow, so you think Trey gonna start rebounding? I hope he can get to about 6, 7 rebounds next year, because he started off this year. I think he was averaging about 6 or 7, and he was leading the team in rebounding at one point this year. But that shit just, that fell off. Say Fox is spot. No, Fox just signed an extension. Fox just signed a crazy extension. Fox just got big money, big bread. That's why it's like you got Fox, you got Castle, and you got Harper. Somebody got to go. But or you just going to never really develop Harper. So, I don't know. Somebody going to end up trading for Harper, though. Like, they going to end up doing something weird. Like, trading Harper for a premier perimeter guy. They going to probably end up trading Harper for a premier perimeter guy or something like that. But they going to have to do something. Because there's no way you're going to be able to maximize all those backcourt players that need help. Justin Davis said Herb fine if you're off the bench. Whew, not for $20 million though, L. That's the thing. Like, to me, it's the contract is just so fucking hideous that it's like, bruh, that's a lot of money for 8 points, dog. You would have to be averaging like 14 rebounds to get paid like that, like for 8 points. Like, seriously. Like, it's rough. But yo, man, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all rocking with me, dog. Much love. And look, I appreciate everybody that went and watched the DeJounte video. You haven't seen it, check it out. It's called My Response to DeJounte Murray. Like, comment, subscribe on this video. Leave your thoughts as well on the DeJounte video. Hype the video up. It's very important you hype the video up. And again, I appreciate everybody's support, but it's nothing personal. We just talking shit on the internet. And, yeah, man. But again, much love to y'all. We're going to see y'all soon. Every time something newsworthy pop up, I'm going to come through and holler. I'm still trying to do these series, man. I've been sick, so I missed the first couple games of the Celtics series. I've been kind of fucked up, but we definitely going to catch these series, and I'm going to stop being away for so long. Y'all see I'm losing weight and shit, so I've been training for this movie I'm trying to do. So I'm going to stop being away for so long, man. That shit been having me sick. I think I'm getting Ozempic stomach. I'm fucking with y'all. I don't know Ozempic. But y'all be safe. Have a great weekend, man. And yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody who was affected by the incident in Baton Rouge. Also, so my thoughts and prayers and love go out to y'all. But much respect to y'all. Have a great weekend. I'm out. Peace.